Tell me what you see when you look at me. Do you see another brother lost in these streets looking for his soul?
Trying to find my soul.
Or do you see another brother searching for lost souls in these streets? A street soldier.
Street soldier.
Here to help you get that chip off your shoulder, warm your colder days and sober your drunken ways, and find a way to help you get over these hurdles placed in our path. And this is not meant to amuse you. This is for all those who have questions but are afraid to ask.
I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. No. When times get hard, you lose your way. Open your mind and hear what I say.
This is a message for the hard and the soft. To those who tune in weekly and to those who keep an eye out for 8 p.m. on Sundays and turn their radios off. The truth hurts. The cloth has been pulled. We're walking around half dead. Use this show as your IV. Alive and free is a new movement. We've achieved self-destruction. A street soldier promotes self-improvement.
Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah. Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah.
I see Mario and Adriana's down there, so now I gotta find 2 people. Oh God, y'all say hi to them while I yell at people on the phone, okay? While I yell at people on the phone.
Oh, look at everyone's faces. Oh.
How y'all doing? How's everybody doing?
Your bass. We're doing all right. How you doing?
Always give me for the D voice, man.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I need to just say congratulations to each of you. It's so wonderful to see you. Aurion, I've got a Delta bag for you. So it should be at the club.
Okay, I'm gonna come see you soon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it. And when you go, it'll be in Dr. Marshall's office.
Okay, thank you.
All right, everybody. I just see. So Nashira, do you have a smile for us tonight? Oh my goodness, there it is. If I have to ask for it, I will. Oh my gosh. All right.
Okay, so keep talking. I'm still calling. Okay.
I'm here, everybody, but unfortunately I have to be off camera tonight.
Oh
No.
Hey, Miss Demetra.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's just, while we're waiting for Dr. Marshall to come back, and he's gonna ask you to do it anyway, let us know, tell us the school you graduated from and your major. We'll start with Mario. You're at the top of my screen, Mario.
Yeah, my major was in computer engineering.
Okay.
And then the school I graduated from, San Francisco State.
Okay.
So yeah.
What kind of engineering?
Computer engineering.
Computer engineering.
I do a little bit of electrical and a little bit of code as well.
Okay. Oh, wow. And how's your music coming?
It's actually pretty good. I got a show in Oakland in about 2 weeks. So
a show in Oakland. And are you singing, performing, rapping? What are you doing?
Both. Singing, rapping, a little bit of both.
Really?
I do mostly audio engineering and production as well. So yeah.
Okay. All right. And at the show, are you
congrats.
Thank you, Mr. Meach. I still remember all the econ that you taught us, all the economics.
That's important. All right, great. Yeah. Adriana, I see you next.
Hi, my name's Adriana.
Adriana, sorry.
No, it's fine. I went to San Jose State and my major was justice studies with a concentration in criminology.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Aurion.
Congratulations, Miss Lady.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I went to San Jose State with Adriana, and I also got a degree in justice studies, and I also have another degree in African American studies.
All right. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Nashira.
So I also went to San Jose State, and I
San
got
Jose had the crew. Okay.
started up. I got my degree in criminology and my minor in philosophy.
Oh my goodness, in philosophy. That's always that's one of those classes that when you take logic after a logic class, everything is kind of different. We see the world through a completely different lens after that logic class. Okay. Dr. Marshall, are you ready to be with us? And
well, I'm trying to track folks down. Hey, when people say they come and they don't come, they're gonna mess my time up, but I'm not. So let me just announce. It's funny. Khalicia Jordan graduated from Clark, Atlanta with, I believe her major was communications. Michael Gregory, he's everywhere else. I don't know why he ain't here, because he's like, Michael's on everything. If there's a social media platform he ain't on. Graduated from University of San Francisco with a degree in, I think he was also communications with some major, I don't know, they gotta tell you. And then Austin, who I know wasn't gonna be here, graduated from UC Davis with a degree in physics. So if they pop in, they pop in. If they don't, they pop in. And if they don't pop in, I get to yell at them later. Okay.
they're all yours.
College graduates number, that's 7. Let me get this straight. 256, 257, 258, 269, 259, 261, 262. I gotta just, give you all this, wow, and let me just say for me, this is the commitment that we made, Jesus, how many years ago? 35 years ago, when we sent our first group, when the first group of Omegas came back in 87 and 88 is when we sent off our first ones to college. 93, we had our first college graduate. Was that if, you stick with us, and if college is something that you like to do, we're gonna make it happen. And it was a tune of helping with some funding. So you're the latest, and things that you guys will notice in the beginning, we just tutored, and we went to a more formal thing with the Leadership Academy, and with a first it was a summer class, and became a semester-long class, and then the latest development was the Financially Alive and Free. We want to get you a class that we added. So we want to get you as prepared as possible. And it never gets old for me. I got to say this, it never gets old for me. My biggest day is first day is when you get that acceptance letter. And then we have our meeting, our first meeting. You remember the first meeting you got? And then the next one is when, so somebody tell me, how many times I hit you up over 4 years? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You're gonna hear from me, huh? Y'all know you're gonna hear from Dr. Marshall. You might not hear from nobody else. And if I don't hear you back, man, you ain't heard. I heard. Because I gotta monitor that progress. How you doing? Any problems you have? And so the next biggest day is for me is like when you graduate. And you got, I think, what happened to Aurion? Aurion must be partying with the Deltas. Aurion, where you at? You at that? I know she in Las Vegas, so leave the Reds alone for a minute and come back. Okay. Adriana, you did it in 4 years, right?
Yeah, I want to say me, Nashira, and Aurion all did it in 4 years.
That's what I thought. You did it in 4 years, and that hasn't always happened. We try to. That's one reason to monitor folks that they won't keep going on and on and on forever. But your group was in 4 years. And Mario, you were a transfer, right? I think we got you were you at City for a couple of years? Is that what it was? And then went on to State.
No, so I was at State for a long
Okay.
time, yeah.
Right, and then we picked you up to finish with State.
Yeah.
So a lot of ways to go. Go back to the first time. We'll just give folks a little insight into the process. When you first came, I remember when Adriana came because Adriana. Why I call you Adriana? Adriana came because your father brought you in there into the family meetings in person, which we haven't had a family meeting. Jesus, COVID just messed everything up. But remember the first day you came?
Yeah, I think I came and it was Mr. Mitra class, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, we're not doing math. And then I remember leaving. Well, we did the class, and then after I was like, "Why?" Like, I don't know. I just was like, "Oh my goodness." So afterwards, I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to go back." And then my dad like kind of forced me to go back, and I actually did like end up liking the entire program and stuff. But initially, like math is not my strong suit, so it was kind of like difficult to kind of step into a class and not know the answer, and then kind of be like, I guess, scared to like, I don't know, ask for help. But then with Alive and Free, you kind of just have to ask for help, which was like a good thing that I've learned from that class.
Yeah, I'm always interested in that first day when you come. We have talked about it before, but now that you're into the journey, at least this part of the journey, I always like, what did you think when you first came? What about you, Nashira? What did you think when you first came, and how did you get there? Like, I don't want to be here. I don't know what this is. I just came for the money, whatever.
Yeah, so I learned about the program through Officer JJ as well. He gathered a few of us. He said he would bring us on every Thursday night. And I remember, I think the first class I came to, we were watching Menace to Society, and Mrs. Stell she kept pausing the movie, and she had no shame in asking you a question, like, and you couldn't back down. So I was like, the first class, I was like, okay, this is going to be intense. She's going to be hard on us, but in a good way. So I don't know, I was just prepared to really be educated about Black history from Black people, and not just that, but okay, not to get deep, but yeah, it was heavy the first day, but I was ready.
Mario, I remember when you came the first time. How did you get there? What did you think?
Yeah.
Before he tells this story, the first time he came wasn't for a class. So tell that story.
Yes. So, well, the first time I came, it was Kwanzaa. You guys had a Kwanzaa celebration, and Anna was there. She was, one of the Alive and Free people that she's still in college now. And yeah, so she brought me through, and then she had to turn in her assignment. She had to turn in her assignment, but she didn't have a printer.
Her final project.
Her final project.
Okay, yeah.
So that was the first time I came in the classroom. I remember that. And I was like, yeah, could she get everything printed out? Because she was stressing the whole time. So yeah. But yeah, it was good though. It was like a lot of game giving. Like, of course, like we get blessed with, Mr. Mitra and, Dr. Wise, and of course, Mrs. Stale just lacing us with so much game. It was just like, yeah. Like, I was like, okay, and then I heard about the scholarship program, and I was like, might as well try, what I mean? Just come through and show up. So, yeah.
What about you? What about you, Aurion?
I feel like me, Nashira, and Adriana all came the same day. Like JJ used to. But yeah, we're definitely watching Menace to Society. And when I came in, like, I didn't have any real expectations because I had no idea, like, what I was walking into. But, like, when I got there, I was like, wow, like, I actually do want to go back. But yeah, that was my first experience. Just, like, really learning, like, through a different lens, I'd say.
Alive and Free, Omega Boys Love is so different. It's just different. It's intense. A lot of concepts we cover, and we have a reason for doing that because our goal really is number one, to keep you alive, keep you free. That's it. And then, knowing that you can do anything, and if college is your thing, you can make it happen. As you were going through the classes, what were your thoughts? Just every Tuesday night, coming and Thursday night, and it's just, yeah, I mean, were you like, because it is intense. It is an intense program, So what were your thoughts?
I think for me, going through the program, it was like, I guess I can start off by saying it's a dope program, but initially going through it doesn't feel good, just because when I first got into the program, I had like I don't know, I try to have this wall up. And yeah, with Mrs. Stella, it don't work. So it's kind of like you have to put your guard down and kind of say some things that you kind of don't want to talk about. If there's like some issues or something that's unresolved in your life, you have to pretty much go deep, as Omega would say. So it's just like it pushed me a lot, but it allowed me to like open up and kind of realize that it's some stuff that I wasn't dealing with because I was trying to avoid it. So going through it didn't feel good, but sticking through it kind of helped me to realize, okay, like you have some things that you need to work on and stuff like that.
What about you, Nashira, as you were going through it before you went away to school?
Yeah, for me, I felt like, so when we were initially going once a week, I was like, okay, I could do this. But then when that second semester hit, and then we had to start turning in assignments, I realized that you guys were kind of making us learn about ourselves before we transitioned into going to college, which was really helpful for me. But at the time, I didn't really realize it. I was just thinking like, okay, I got to get these assignments done. But I had to really sit down and reflect like about the decisions that I made and how that affects my future decisions. But yeah.
And the reason I'm asking is, I always say, of course, we don't do this anymore. I always say coming to the club is like pledging. You start with a whole bunch of folks, but by the end, it's narrowed down to those who can hang in there, and hey, because it is it's demanding. It's demanding. First of all, it's demanding to get there, especially when it goes to college prep class. You got Tuesday and Thursday, right? In your own life, and then all the work that's involved in the college prep class, and everybody doesn't make it to the finish line, and this is fine. We don't have a problem with that, but I always talk about the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and how worth it was. Mario, you were, in fact, Mario, you were I remember you were like the big brother in the group. You were the oldest. Then we had like back to back, we had you, and then we had Aaron. I don't know if Aaron was in your group. I think Aaron was in your group. So you were older. What was it like being with? Because I remember you were like, "Look, I ain't got time to play. I'm here."
Well, I was already on a rigorous like college schedule. So to come to that and like kind of see like the high schoolers going through, the motions every day, it was just like, at first it was a little frustrating because I was just like, it's always trying to tell, just give advice as much as I could, but also learned a lot from, Miss Estelle and, Miss Demetra, just about patience and also being present. Because there's sometimes I was in those classes and I wasn't really present, like I was just there. And then Miss Estelle would get on me like, Mario, are you here right now? So, but for the most part, yeah, like I said, like I was kind of, the big brother of everybody. And if anybody had a question, especially when it came to math and, if you wanted to do STEM, like people asked me. So I was just glad to kind of be around and kind of, give my 2 cents.
Aurion, you.
For me, I always felt like I had to just be on my toes most of the time because, like he said, like Miss Estelle, Miss Demetra, they're gonna through like anything that you're saying. Like, so if you're in there BSing or you're not on like doing your work on time or putting your all into the work that you do, you're gonna know. So I felt like I always had to just be on my toes and put my all into the work that I was doing, because if not, it was gonna be like reflected.
One of the things we have intentionally built the program out over the years, and it's funny. I know everything that's coming, and I enjoy it so much myself. First of all, I enjoy the material, and then the second thing I enjoy is watching the material impact, you guys. And so I can't wait till Black History Month. I can't wait till Black History Month. I can never wait till Black History Month, especially when I don't want to, we go back and just watching people like, I didn't know that. 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 And a couple of you had been how many of you went back with JJ? Did all three of you go back with JJ to Ghana? You did. Okay. Adriana. So this was almost like
and I did.
That's Demetra.
Oh, Mr. Demetra, you ain't in the class. Okay. Yes. And well, you always, girl, you live in Africa. You just come over here for a minute. You just getting ready to go now again. And then March we go to Women's History Month and Kimba. So those two, there's so much that happens. But how did February and March impact you? I'm just curious about. I honed in on those two, but we can get to the coaches and the roof and all those things later. But we spent whole months on those subjects. So Aurion, any of those? How were you feeling about when you went through the February and then through March?
I feel like Kimba's story was definitely like, I know everyone says it, but it's so much information there. And just to really get, because with her story, you see like start to finish how it plays out, like how every decision you make affects you in the long run. And like, if maybe it doesn't affect you in that moment, but later down the line, it's gonna come back to you. So just to like read it and really dissect it, it really stuck with me. Like you have to really like think about every decision you make because you're only one bad decision away. And when you do make a bad decision, that probably leads to another bad decision. So it's really about like thinking deeply about what you're doing and like, making sure you have the end in mind when you start.
Yeah. Either one, jump in, either one. February or March, your thoughts. Now, we on TV. You gotta just wait.
I would agree with Aurion as well. I think the Kimba story really like rocked me in a sense. I think I was just like super emotional, and just to go and learn about her story, but to actually see her in person and who she has became, it kind of like, I don't know, it touched like a soft spot, and I was like very emotional that day. So yeah, I think it, like what Aurion said, it does allows you to think like about every decision that you make, because it can it affects everything in the future.
Yeah. Okay. I got two left. Go for it. Either February or March. Those are the two I brought up.
I think February for me, just because like we learned a lot about Malcolm X, and then we went into the ancient Egyptian stuff. Talking about like how our people basically created a lot of things. And it was just great to hear that we hear that perspective than the national perspective that we were always given. So yeah, it was definitely a lot to learn, and a lot of pride that you get learning about that. So
Nashira?
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of what Mario said, because for me, I went to a PWI, so we didn't have the same conversations in our classrooms that we were having at Omega. And I think my favorite part about the February celebrations, though, were like learning about innovative African Americans and just things that they created or that we invented that most people don't even know about. So it was just those little things that kind of opened my eyes about how much they're really hiding from us about our history.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, lady.
It's been a couple of years, 4 years, 2 years, since you've been in the classroom and you heard and you experienced and the journey, and sometimes painful, uncomfortable, and you made it through and was probably wondering, what the hell am I gonna need this for? And then you get away to college and you're on your own. Was there anything that you remembered that you forgot as you were going through, and you remembered, but you forgot? And then all of a sudden you remember, oh, that's right, here I am in this. I completely forgot that Omega already, and now here I am. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, okay, tell us that. Because see, that's how we know that, that did it make a difference? Did the time spent really make a difference in that you were right there and you are in school and you just forget all about Omega now because you were doing your college thing. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in it. And then you remembered, and you made some. Tell us about that.
I can go first for that one. So for me, what I forgot was that I literally broke it down for myself so easily. And what I mean by that is with the final project, like we had to write about every commandment, about every risk factor, about every rule of living and apply it to ourselves and make it easier for ourselves to understand. So I would find myself just going back to my final project once a year since at least once a year since the program, just to see how I used to think and how I should be thinking, or if I'm ever lost. I don't know. I just think my final project was really, really helpful for me. And just to see how much I've grown since then, like things I've learned since then, too. But yeah, I just forgot that I made it easier for myself. And just, I need that tool sometimes.
Okay. Thank you.
I think for me, it wasn't like I was doing anything super bad or anything like in college. I barely went to parties and stuff like that. But I think just the whole moving and going, the transition into college, I kind of just like forgot the coachisms. But me and Aurion we were roommates. We had like basically like our laminated thing that came in our like packet, and we put it on the door by the emergency, like the exit. So we had that there, and I don't know, when we would walk out of our room, we would notice it there. But I think one coachism that kind of stood out to me was what works, what doesn't work. It don't work. So it doesn't make sense to keep doing that doesn't work. So I think that's the coachism that kind of stuck out to me the most. And it wasn't because I was like at a party and I shouldn't have been there and I keep bumping my head or anything, but it was just more so of like the emotional healing and stuff, the behaviors that I was kind of doing, or a mindset that I had towards like, oh, I don't want to talk to this person no more, I'm gonna cut them off or something like that. Or I don't know, I open my heart, like something like that. And then it was just more so where that kind of came in my head. So it's like, why continue to do the same thing or think the same thing if it's not gonna, a different experience or outcome will not come out of this.
That's
so
right.
Yeah, so I think that's the thing that stood out to me most in college.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Coach would have said, how's that working for you? That's what Coach would have said. Right after he said that, yeah, what works. Absolutely.
For me, I think,
Go ahead.
Okay. For me, something that I always went back to is a tough mind and a tender heart. That's something I would go through my email to find that and print it and just to read it again. Because like when you're going through your journey, like things can get so hard sometimes. You may feel like you're hitting rock bottom, or you may be having like just small situations. You have to remember, like, you have to have a tough mind, but also you have to, have a heart to connect with people and to still like do the good things in life. So that's something that I always went back to, because like stuff got hard sometimes, but you have to have a tough mind. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
it. And let me add, Aurion, your Image has to tell you this. We all saw your speech at the Black graduation, and I was like, damn. So, if you could, just for the audience, you had a theme for that speech that you got from I think Mrs. Stell's Kwanzaa words, and as soon as I heard them, I said, "Oh, I know, I've heard that before." And you used it and wove it just beautifully into your exhortation to your college, your classmates. Just say the theme that you use in your speech to your fellow college graduates at the Black graduation at San Jose State.
So the theme I use is who am I? Am I really who I say I am? Am I all I ought to be? That's been like my theme throughout college. So I was like, when I was writing the graduation speech, I was like, I don't want to just talk about like what I've done. Like, I want to really like motivate people to like do great things. So I was thinking like, what can I talk about? What personal experiences can I bring? And that's the first thing I thought of. And it just worked so perfectly. And I was like, wow, this all goes back to what I learned at Alive and Free. And I started to research like where it came from. And then it was from like, I think it's from originally France Fanon, but that was my little theme.
That's used that is the day of meditation. That is the assignment at the end of Kwanzaa, which is January 1st. That's the day of meditation and things that we are asked to do, ask ourselves. And so I heard that and I thought, what? Yeah, it's powerful. And it's a good way to stop and measure and check, where are you? And are you who you say you are? And then, am I all I ought to be? And oh my goodness, when you answer that question, you go back and you get busy. You get busy again. All right, Mario.
Yeah, I think for me, it was just like, just kind of reiterating, you're only one bad decision away. So, that was like, I always kept that in the back of my mind, but like, when you get to a stagnant point in your degree pursuit, you kind of like, get kind of down on yourself. And I was like, well, like, I can't turn around now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to keep going and, keep progressing. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only one I can really think of.
I think obviously the biggest innovation that we've had at the club in the last 15 years has been the Financially Alive and Free class. And I know Mr. Mitra's here, and I want to be here that was a missing piece. I always say, I began to say, if we can keep them alive and free, then we can, what was the phrase I used? I was alive and free, but I couldn't handle my money. So we wanted to add that we alive and free and be able, if they're gonna, stay that way and do that, then how to handle their their money as they move into adulthood. And that Financially Alive and Free class is just amazing. It's amazing. And Mr. Mitra, you're there. You want to pop in and ask them anything about, how that the learning from their class affected them, and I know it affected a lot because they thought about the loans they was taking out and they tried to avoid as much as they could. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, those loans. First of all, my apologies for having to be off camera, y'all. I'm leaving to go out of town, so I'm running around like crazy. So being on camera just isn't going to work for me tonight. But good seeing you, lovely faces, and all that beautiful stuff, and those projects. That's the first thought I had when we started talking about what you retained from class or whatever. But do you ever look back over the budget that you created? Do you ever update it? Because it's a live document, it's a living document. It was something that the hope is that you carry it throughout the 4 years, you update it, take away, add to it, do whatever you need to do it, so that the whole goal is that you remain financially alive and free. Were you able to do that? How do you feel about it? What's your thoughts? We'd love feedback.
For me, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go back. I don't think I was sound. I think for me in college, I don't know. I was like putting in spending. I was buying a lot of food. I had a dining pass, but I barely used it. So I think I knew that in college, I kind of stepped away from my budget plan, but I didn't go like over my budget, like super over my budget to where I got myself into buying or anything. But I did like spend a lot of money on food, or I did like an activity with my friends or something like that. I guess just like being a college student. But looking back, and I don't know, reflecting upon that, I definitely believe or think that, or I know that I could have been so much further if I would have just stuck to the plan, the budget. But again, like life, I mean, we're in college. You have to be able to make mistakes in order to learn from those mistakes. So I'm able now to say that I can go back and look at it and implement stuff. And now I can understand, okay, like you can't do that because that stuff doesn't work. So don't keep doing stuff that don't work.
All right.
Thank you, lady.
Feedback for Mr. Mitra on what's that Financially Alive and Free prescription.
That Antoine Walker story.
Mm-hmm.
That really always stuck. Like, I'm just a big basketball head, first of all, but to learn that, that story, and then also too
$65 million and blew it off.
Right. Trying to gamble with Jordan, but That's crazy. But I also learned how to budget for the first time with Miss Demetria. That also, I still kind of use that template when I, go month to month, especially when, just living expenses. And I moved from the Bay to LA. So I was really like just budgeting, just making sure everything was, sound, made the most sense with, my money and my choices. So, yeah.
Love it. Thank you.
For me, I think I also learned the importance of budgeting in that class. That was probably the first time I ever even learned about like financial literacy in any way, shape, or form. So it was really like powerful to me because not every day are you learning how to budget in high school. So just those skills at a young age, and then like adding to it now that I'm older and in college, like, grocery shopping not $50 no more. I remember I put that in my budget. I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking, but you're just able to like take those skills and implement them in a new way now that you're older and you get new skills. That's kind of what I've done, just creating my own budget, figuring out what works for me and moving with that and just leaving what doesn't work.
For me, I remember I looked back at the budget I made in Ms. Demetria's class and I shook my head. But I think once the pandemic hit, that's when I started to like sit back and take it more seriously, because like we're in a recession right now. And I think I haven't used the template that she advised us to use, but I think I will. I think I will use that now.
How'd you guys do with the credit cards? I remember that credit card warning, and I'm gonna call it a warning, that Mr. Demetria and Ms. Darrell put up in that class is so like, okay. And all you can do is, counsel people and warn people. How'd you guys do with that? Were you able to keep it under control, or did you go crazy anyway?
I feel like I was credit card after that class. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with that. And when I finally did, I was like, okay, like I gotta be cautious. I gotta be mindful of exactly what I'm doing, because if you don't, it's a slippery slope.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Adriana's getting ready to say something.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I kind of just like Aurion, I kind of was like, I don't want anything to do with credit. But then once I was in my second year, I was like, wait, I need a credit card because I want to like buy a house and stuff like that. So it wasn't, my friend actually signed me up for a credit card because I was so scared. She was like, we're going to do Discover. So she just like typed in all my information and she sent it. And then I got it home. But I'm actually really, really, really responsible, just because I know how detrimental it can be if you misuse it. So I don't know. That was one of the things that I kind of took with me from Omega, just knowing like when I see the cards in the mail, the ones that I like, I only have one. The ones that I don't use, I kind of, it'd be like, oh, here's a free card. I just shred it automatically. Like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Good.
I'm not doing it.
These habits will take you through life. Nashira, what about you?
Yeah, when I got to school, it took me a little bit to get comfortable with the idea of getting a credit card as well, because I know how easy it is to make your score go down. So I was a little scared, but I realized it's a part of growing up. And I definitely took what I learned at Omega. Those stories, I had them at the back of my head when making decisions or thinking about if I should splurge, because at the end of the day, it's my money.
Mr. Demetria, and I got to say this because I really got to come in, more on Zoom and be part of the classes. But is it a want or is it a need? Needs versus wants. I just think that is the greatest class in the world. And as you drill down, and I would say, see, y'all notice there's certain things Adriana likes. And I say, Adriana, we had to talk on the phone one time about, should I reveal that you like certain ball players' shoes?
What shoes?
Jordans.
Oh, Jordan, Yeezy. Yeah, I get that.
when you really like something, you got to think, is this a want or a need? And I just love that class so much. And did that stick in your head as you went through college? Just, I think, is this a want or is it a need? Because I just think that's I don't know where she got that from, but I just think that's brilliant to have you think about that. Did anybody use that at all or think about, is this a want or a need?
I do. And then I feel like when I think about it, I just hear the song like, I want. Every time. Like, funny.
That's pretty cool.
Let me mute myself.
We may have to use that in class, Mr. Mitra.
Okay. I think something, yeah, I'm here for a moment and then I'm back off. So I think now, like, you all are college graduates, right? So welcome to adulthood. A lot of you have been dying to get to this hood. I don't understand, well, why we got to do this, why we got to do that. And now you're going to get a whole lot of answers. You're going to get a whole lot of answers for a lot of what we were trying to hand over in those classes. Mm-hmm. And still, right now at this point, I would tell you all, you cannot afford a credit card yet. And yep, you want a house. Yep, you want credit. Or yep, you want a car. I need a credit. I need to build my credit. I need to do this. I need to do that. You just graduated college. And if you can't afford it, the very thing you're trying to use to build it is going to destroy it. Mm. So you have to be careful with that. You are now in a place where you're searching for your careers. What job am I going to take? You may have to take a job here or there until you get the job you want. Money's going to look strange. Like, the list is going to go on and on and on. And so you are just coming into your own. And when you're coming into your own, to be able to move along to this journey and take what you want, not what you have to take. There's a difference. And what you do at this point is going to determine the path that you're going to have to take or that you want to take. And you want to continue to be on a path that you want to take. Because that bad boy of, oh my God, I have to do this because of the choices that I made and the financial decisions that I put myself in. And it's not fun. So you're an adult now. And these are the things that you're going to have to face, right? Where market indicators tell us that we're in a recession, everyday life doesn't tell us that we're in a recession. Markets are definitely down. Inflation is through the roof. Right now, we've been through this class. We talked about stocks. These are the times where millionaires are born. Look into stocks, purchase something. You dying to put a pair of Jordans on your feet, get over to the market, see how you buy stocks of Jordans. Because baby, when we come out of this time, it's gonna be through the roof. Those Jordans on your feet, don't be broke walking with them on. Walk around with a pair of slides on with some Jordans in your stock, and now you're a multi-millionaire woman. There's a difference, and it's something to think about. This time, as Don said, this is the time you put on your raincoat, because when the sun starts to shine, you could take your raincoat off and you could be dry, and you could be walking around with a nice, healthy bank account. So think smart. Think smart. You guys are in a phenomenal place. I'll leave you with this. Go to treasurydirect.gov. They are called I-bonds.
Yeah,
they are at 9.62%.
Really?
You will not search as high, as low as you want to. You will not find a savings account, a money market account that gives you a return of 9.62%. Research it. Put your money in there. Let it grow. Don't touch it. And let it see what it do. And then on top of that, it's 100% risk-free. You will not lose your money. Look into it. Put the credit down.
I don't know
Put the
about
Jordans
that,
to the side.
I'm getting ready to go on the line
Be
right now.
serious about your money because, baby, these 20s are fun. The 30s, you got to answer some questions. Maybe them 40s, you want to be able to move how you want to move. And this is the time for you to do it.
And believe me, those 40s are coming. And once you get to 25, from 25 to 40, it's like, really? So do what she says. All right, now you have preached the sermon today. Amen and amen.
Do it. There's no babies. There's no marriage. There's no other responsibility but yourself. Don't get yourself in a situation where you have to do something because of the choices you making with your money today. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. TreasuryDirect.gov. 9.62%. 100% risk-free. This is the time where millionaires are born. If you got enough cash to buy Jordans, you got enough cash to look on that stock market because everything is on sale. Everything is on sale.
Well, and Mr. Teacher, you're passing on the lessons that you have used yourself. So it's not like, you know, you learn the hard way, then you learn the smart way. And so that's what's
and
so
you
good.
don't have to learn. It doesn't have to be the hard way.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
You don't have to wait until you're, you know, you don't have to wait until it's hard. You don't have to. You don't have to. We've been there. We've done it. You don't have to go through to get to. You don't.
Yeah. I you know, and I think money management, I mean, obviously when you know, you stay out the way and you get everything done, money management is probably the biggest thing in your life, which is, you know, it's cool. And, you know, it's just really cool. I mean, I just, you know, we get you to the finish line or the first finish line and it's graduation. And I'm so excited for all of you. And it's just going to be great. It's just going to be great if, you know, the principles that you were taught not only by your family, but you learned a live and free can just catapult you into, how can I say it, Mr. Mitra stratosphere, where you just go wherever you want to go, whatever time you want to go there. There used to be this, what was this game? It used to be on TV, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Anybody remember that game? So now the game we play is Where in the World is Mr. Mitra? Because I don't know where she is. She here. You don't be like Malcolm X. You know, Malcolm X get his kids would put thumbtacks, and then we're gonna have a map for Mr. Mitra, and we put thumbtacks where she is now, because now she's going someplace else, and she's able to just do what she wanted to do. You know,
love it.
That's Mr. Mitra.
Y'all get it.
But if I can also say, Mr. Mitra is hardworking, industrious, skilled, present, focused, on task. She is forward thinking. She is just unbelievable. I was working on a project. She knew it. She called me this morning out of the blue. Really, Mrs. Stell, do you need anything? You know, my question was, I don't need it, but this is what I want. You know, for somebody who's hardworking and paying attention to everything. Listen, she's gifted and just amazing. And each of you are. Tap into your gifts. Do not hesitate and be willing to do the work. Spend the time. Ask the question. She's another one. She'll call and say, Mrs. Stell, such and such. And then she'll say, I'm calling for prayer. Listen, she is out there making sure she's getting what she needs, doing the work. And you know, when you do the work, don't you know what you need and what you want is going to show up. That's why we can say, where in the world is Mr. Mitra? Because she's doing the work, and she's doing the work, and she's paying attention. She's amazing.
By the way, the Emmy award winning Mr. Mitra. We don't make this Mr. Mitra Love Fest, but we gotta,
Okay.
we gotta blow it up. Gotta blow up. It's all about the teachers that you have. Somebody asked, it's all about the teachers that you have. I didn't necessarily have teachers, and I had good teachers, but I have teachers in this area. So, and I'm still learning. So thank you for treasurydirect.com.
Treasurydirect.gov.
And I'm looking it up.
Sign up. And my favorite coachism, I don't think this was by Coach. It was Donald. How well you listen
determines
how long and how well you gonna live.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
Yeah, that was Donald Thomas, Tuskegee graduate. Okay, let's let everybody out there know what your future plans are. I know, but careers and so on and so forth, and you're getting ready to go into the next area of your life. Mario.
Right now, trying to get back into school, honestly. I'm gonna see about a master's program in electrical engineering. So that, and I currently have a position where I'm researching with a NASA sponsored company doing small satellites. So I'll be doing that this summer. I have to go to Maryland and do a satellite launch. And so I'm just pretty much just gearing up for that this year. And yeah, that's pretty much it so far. Making music always.
You're making my brain hurt, Mario. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Mario, what is a small satellite?
So
I don't see the big one and small one.
Right.
Right. There's different sizes, of course. Mine will be on a balloon, basically going 85,000 feet. And it's going to take a lot of, so my job is basically to work the camera on it. So I basically code a camera on a microprocessor and just wait for data to get sitting down. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. I work with a team of like 7 other college grads, so yeah.
Wow. So Mario, what do you ultimately want to do with that?
Honestly, I'm learning more database stuff right now. So in terms of this, I just kind of want to get in the door of like, either another aerospace company or, but this is just like a program where I'm pretty much like kind of learning how to do project management as well. So yeah, this is a good kind of, relative field that I'm learning. So yeah.
Okay.
Every time you say it out loud, what it is that you want, that's like a spoken prayer, and it comes closer to you. So congratulations for that, and blessings on that arriving for you. And Mr. Mitra, when the Love Fest come, you take them when they show up, period. In fact, each of you do. When somebody stops to celebrate you, be open and accepting of it, period. So yeah.
Thank you.
Nashira, what's in your future? What's up for you?
So right now I'm working at a nonprofit that helps incarcerated people prepare for their parole hearings. And then once that ends, I'll be studying abroad, hopefully for 6 to 8 weeks. And then when I get back, I'm gonna prepare to study for the LSAT, but I do want to take some years off to network, get some more work experience before heading to law school.
Where are you going abroad?
Yeah.
Barcelona.
The world.
Yeah. I really originally wanted to go to Guatemala because I feel like it's super underrated, and I wanted that more like homestay experience because I feel like Barcelona is more touristy. But I think I'm gonna go to Barcelona.
Nashira, do you speak Spanish?
So I took it for 6 years, but I'm not fluent.
So you're going to be immersed. You're immersing yourself into it. This will.
Yeah, I want to study it because I feel like just having that on my resume would just be all the better for the career I want to go into. So
remember, speak that into existence, and then be open and present so that when things show up, you don't miss it. You want to be as present. It's like catching an arrow that's shot from a bow in midair. It's moving fast, and you see it and you stop it because it's got your name on it.
Barcelona, girl.
You're on the lookout.
It's bigger than the block. Look at that. Oh, man, I love that. Barcelona.
And Nashira, I think you should connect with Teresa. You need to, especially if you're thinking about law school.
Yeah.
She's the woman that will definitely put you on the track and get you where you need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send you her info, Nashira. Just send me a text and remind me, and I'll get you. In fact, she just started a new job at some law firm, Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you're not ready yet, I think starting a relationship with her would be super beneficial.
Yeah. Adriana, what's up for you?
I am looking into a master's program as well. My area of focus probably would be social work, with the hopes of possibly becoming a social worker. I'm not too sure about that. Currently, I am interning right now for the mayor of Antioch. So I'm learning the ropes between the political spectrum. So I don't know if that will take me somewhere, but that's currently what I'm doing now for the summer.
The things that you do, pay attention to how it touches your heart, and that will give you clarity and help you see where to put more of your focus, because that interest, because you're open for, okay, where is this leading me, right? And so as that clarity comes in, be open for that, okay? Pay attention.
Aurion, I think I know, but I don't know if the rest of the world knows. You had a notion about doing certain things for a minute. Go ahead, let everybody know.
Yeah. So, okay, I just graduated, obviously, but I want to go to law school eventually. But honestly, I feel like my college journey and just being involved in so many different things have just opened my eyes to realize the world is so big. And honestly, I don't know where I'll end up, but currently I work with Operation Genesis. And then I've also been invited to join the Truth, Justice, and Reconciliation Commission. So I'll be doing that for a year. But I just feel like for me, one step has always led to the other step. So I'm just taking it one step at a time and utilizing the spaces that I'm in to take me somewhere else.
Pay attention to each space.
Yeah.
Pay attention to each space and to each step. Clarity comes with each step you take.
Wonderful. Sounds great. I got to salute all of you from you made the journey from the day you came in, you stayed, you made it through college. By the way, just because you're a college graduate don't mean I won't be texting you anyway to say how you're doing. I do that to everybody. How you doing? Is everything all right? Everything okay? Yeah. Because I've always felt that the lessons you get here, they're life lessons, and when you hear the alumni who are from 15 years ago, talking about you only one bad decision away, don't let your circumstances dictate your behavior, Lord, and then those rules for living, they will last forever. A friend will never lead you to danger, love, and all that stuff. It just becomes part of you. And life is hard. You learn that in Roots, but it's so much. It can be a lot easier if you use these tools. Everything from the life tools, to the financial tools. So, and they can be a ball. Ask Mr. Mitra. Mr. Mitra, can you share where you're going now? Do I have to I want to put a pin in the map that's where you're going this time. So can you share where you
so I'll give y'all a 60-second version. So I was working with a production company, a media company. I was the executive assistant for the CEO at the company. Worked there for a year and a half, and I'm about to use Mrs. Estelle's language. I worked my off in an environment that was beyond intense, that literally tested every part of my being. So leaving there, I said, I can leave and I'm gonna go wherever I want to go. So the first stop I made was Mexico. Went to Mexico. What you doing? I ain't doing nothing. I'm just in Mexico. You need me to work? I'm in Mexico. So did a few projects in Mexico, but I also knew I was ready to leave California. I knew I wanted to see more. I wanted a different life. I just wanted to leave California. Tried North Carolina, tried Houston, fell in love with Houston, was about to buy a house. And something was saying, but you gonna go there and do the same thing, buy a house, pay a mortgage, blah, 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 hopefully meet somebody fine, but it's gonna be the same type of life. Oh, I don't want the same type of life. And so a friend of mine, she and her family, she has 3 boys and her husband, they packed up last January, not this January, January before, and they took their family to Kenya. And she's like, we just gonna travel through Africa. So you meet us wherever you gonna meet us. Oh, okay, I'll meet you. Da, da, da. She landed in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Come on, you have to come check this place out. Before you go to Houston, come see it. Oh, I'll be there. She called me 3 times. The 3rd time, she said, this is my last time. You got a room, you got your own bathroom, it's on your own floor. You coming? Fine, I'm coming. Still dragging my feet. I get there this in April 2021. I get there. Got there, first was like, I don't think I can't do this. And then I left. I was there, but I went out in Dar es Salaam by myself, did my own thing, And I remember exactly what I was wearing. I remember exactly where I was on the road. And I remember the exact transportation I was in. And something just said, you can do this. And ever since then, I've been living in Tanzania. So I come back and forth. And even while I was there, people, so are you here to start a business? Or, I'm living, let me be, I'm living. That's what I'm doing, I'm living. So I lived.
That's my business, I'm living.
Would wake up every day, had no idea what I was doing, just, hey, this is it. Found an apartment, beautiful, it's gorgeous. And then I sat down with myself and said, but you're an adult. And this hood ain't no joke. And now you got to find a job. So what you gonna do? So remember I said it goes back to you can do what you want to do, or you're gonna have to do what you have to do. And you always want to be able to put yourself in a place where you want to do what you want to do. And I took steps in my life that put me in a place where I could do what I want to do. And what's that coachism? What's the coachism? Do what you have. What is it? Do what you want to do and do it well in order to do the thing.
That's right. To do some things.
If you need a person for that, I'm your person. I'm that living coachism. Okay. So now, being an adult, I had to find a job. The job is a project in Nairobi. The Nairobi is right next door to Tanzania.
Tanzania, yeah.
Hour flight away. So I'll be leaving tomorrow to go do my job in Nairobi. So that is where I'm getting off to now, and why my camera off, because I'm running around here going crazy trying to get everything put together these last few hours, and that is what I'm going to do. So I will be in Nairobi. I'm working on some things and figuring out life and all that. And I want to say this to you all. When Dr. Marshall asked you, so what's next, right? All of you had phenomenal answers. But in your answers, I don't know if Mrs. Stell heard, I don't know if Dr. Marshall heard, I don't know Mrs. Stell, but I know what I heard. There was this hesitancy, there was this reluctancy, there was this, well, this is every step you make in life. I don't care how old you are, I don't care there's always going to be a level of fear. Your dreams involve a level of fear. But you have to dream and be fearful and do it anyway.
Yeah.
So when I tell you, or when I ask you the question, what is it that you really want to do? Don't let fear stop you from saying what it is you really want to do. Because like Mrs. Stell just said it, when you say it, those are prayers, and it's putting you that much closer to what it is you want to do. Don't be afraid of that. Even if it's outside of what you studied. Y'all you could not pay me at y'all age to believe that I would be in freaking Tanzania and Nairobi. What? Right?
say it. Don't be scared of your dreams. Don't be scared of what it is that you truly, truly, truly want to do. Don't be afraid of that. It happened to me one time, and she was the only Black president of a Black financial firm, and I was this close to talking to her. And because I got scared, I didn't respond to the email. I said, Demetra, you will never let yourself do that again. Never. I was scared and couldn't respond. You will never, ever do that to yourself again. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what those dreams are. I don't know what that reluctancy is. I don't know, but you know. Don't be scared of them. Don't. Say it anyway. And you're going to learn who you can say it to, because they're going to fan you along. And as soon as you realize that you can't say something to somebody, believe it and shut your mouth up. But find that person that you can say it to and just allow them to move you through. Don't be scared of them. Don't be scared.
Amen. Or Amen or Amen Ra.
Amen and amen. Don't be afraid of your dream. Oh my goodness, what a powerful message. Thank you, Mr. Mitra.
Thank you for joining us tonight, all of you. Wow. I know your parents are extremely proud, you know, being at the graduations. I heard they know that. What I always tell parents, please wait until everybody else all the graduates, and then you can clap. That don't work I know it don't work for Black folks. I don't think it works for anybody now. So I know when Nashira's name was called, and Aurion's name was called, and Adriana's name was called, Mario's name was called, they went crazy, but you know, they should, because a few years ago, they brought you in and they looked at you and say, my baby gonna be, and look what happened. Their babies are. So congratulations, all of you, the latest Alive and Free graduates. There's a bonus because, Khalicia is not here, but, you know, she is another second generation Omega. Her mom went through to Clark, and then she went to Clark. And then Nyla, Nashira's sister, is going to be the next one. It looks like she can get through the final project. Get through. It's going to be the next one taking off. So it continues and continues and continues, and just wonderful. Well, see you at the benefactors reception. Hopefully, it's going to be on Zoom. But
August the 7th.
Yep.
We hope to see each of you at the benefactors reception.
Yeah. And it looks like we're going to do the barbecue, you guys. The barbecue on the first Saturday in August. Haven't done it in 3 years. So, come on out. Have a good time. See everybody and eat. All I'm going to do is eat. Mr. Sell, how much potato salad you going to make? I think you need to make double, because, you know, everybody likes potato salad and people have been missing it. So, you know, if you need some money to get some extra potatoes, I can start you up with that. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much. Love you all. You made your Live and Free journey. College graduates, ain't a lot of you, but, you know, it's you. Okay, so good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank
you.
You
Tuesday, Ann.
I see you Tuesday.
Where in the world, wherever you are, I'm gonna put you.
Oh, yes.
Safe travels.